Where does music come from? This was the question a student asked me today, is where does it come from? And I want to talk today about the chicken egg problem that is, do scales come from chords or do chords come from scales? It's a chicken egg problem, really. I kind of prefer the scales come from chord solution. It is generally taught as chords come from scales. Stick around to the end. I'm going to explain both of those perspectives today and show you why I prefer the idea that scales actually come from chords. The first thing I want to talk about is where I think music comes from, and is generally agreed that it comes from the overtone series. Go ahead and Google it. And a really good way to look at that is on a guitar string. So let's look at a guitar string. Hey, a guitar string. There you go. I'm going to back up a little bit and show you that one end of this A string is here at the nut, and the other end of this A string is here at the bridge. I'm going to recommend, for the purposes of this exercise, that you pluck the string very close to the bridge, because we want to get as much harmonic content as possible. We want to hear as many of the different vibrations of the string as possible, and you can do that and accomplish that by picking with a pick or maybe a fingernail as close to the bridge as possible. The 12th fret, where the double dot is probably on your guitar, is 1/2 of the string. And if you make a harmonic at this fret, right there, is by placing my finger on the string and not pressing it down, but just lightly touching it to stop the string from moving, so that it does not move at that point, and it then vibrates. Instead of the whole string, it vibrates in half. And listen to that. Here's the open string. Now here's the harmonic. This is what's called the fundamental, or the first harmonic, and this is called the second harmonic, or the first overtone. By placing my finger here, I've stopped the string from vibrating in the middle, so it can no longer vibrate as a whole. I've created a node in the string where the string cannot move. And now it vibrates in half. And thus we get what we think of as an octave, because we think of it as being named from the scale. And I'm going to do that now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Thus octave, 8, 8 places that we choose most commonly as the center of our musical culture. And I'm going to show you where that comes from harmonically. Usually what we say about chords is that they are built from this scale. We go root, and then we say, oh, we're going to skip the second note, skip the third, and then go to the third note. Skip the fourth note, go to the fifth note, and then skip all the way up to the octave, and that's how a triad or a chord is constructed. But there's another way, and I'm going to show you how. Stick around to the end. Stick around to the end. Stick around to the end. Okay, so here we go. Half the string, 1/3 of the string. That's at the 7th fret. I have double dots there. You might have a single dot. But you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and find yourself right there. Again, lightly touching, not pushing the string down, like that. Just lightly touching. Okay. Hey, lightly touching here, that's 1/4 of the string. Right? Lightly touching, that's 1/5 of the string. 1/4 of the string is at the 5th fret, as far as the eye can see, but 1/5 of the string, it's not really at the 4th fret, sorry. It doesn't really ring out, but if you just gently slide your fingertip back a little bit, make sure you're picking by the bridge, you'll get that tone. And as soon as you get the harmonic, you can actually take your finger off the string, like so. Okay, that's 1/5 of the string. All I'm doing is creating a place where the string cannot move. If you look on my Instagram, there's a picture of the vibrating string. I shared it in another video. Perhaps I'll add it to the end of this video. Stick around. You can grab a screen grab. Okay. Stick around to the end. Okay. What? 1/6? That's also not at the fret. So you've got to feel your way there. It's 1/6 of the string. There's 1/7 of the string. That's behind the 3rd fret. And many more. That's where blues music comes in. European music did not use that harmonic very much, but other cultures did and do, and we hear it in American music and blues. And finally, this is where I'm going to stop today, is 1/8 of the string. 1/8 of the string. 1/8 of the string. Okay? Now listen to these series of harmonics. Listen to that again. There's already some music in that. Maybe that's where music started from. Very possible. Okay, now listen to this. Can't tell you yet where music comes from, but I can tell you that where chords come from, and major chords in particular, is from the overtone series. Because if you listen to that, that is the sound that makes up a major triad. This is an A major chord, and this is an A major chord, just merely out of the harmonics of the A string. Let me do that again with both hands. So A string, D string, D chord, E string, E chord. Okay. Oh, maybe chords don't come from scales. Maybe chords come from the harmonic series. Maybe so. And then, what if we could take some harmonic series and combine them into a scale? It turns out we can. Now watch this. I'm going to go slowly, but all I'm going to do is play harmonics on these 3 strings. 1/4 of the A string is equal to 1/3 of the D string. So we know that there's some proportion, there's some musical relationship between them. The E string and the A string have a proportionate relationship because 1/4 of the E string is the same sound as 1/3 of the A string. Now listen as I select different harmonics from these different strings. Did you hear it? I heard it. So it turns out, if you're listening for it, there's a harmonic explanation for the derivation of the major scale, which is actually, I think, the best explanation for its dominance in almost every culture, because it is so deeply rooted in the overtone series, the physics of music, the very origins of music. I hope you enjoyed this. Please like, share, subscribe, all of that stuff. Ring the bell, turn on notifications. Tell your mom, your teacher, your teacher's teacher, your students, everybody you know to come and check out Jam Class on YouTube. Okay, thanks for watching.